Hi, English 111. Welcome to Module 4. In this module, we'll start writing the more academic styles of essays, and that's what's going to carry us through the rest of this semester. So in this module, the essay that we're focusing on is a comparison and contrast essay. I'm expecting that you use the elements that we discussed in the last module for this essay. So remember the things that we worked on there, the shape of your intro paragraph, having a clear thesis at the end of that intro paragraph, having very clear transition sentences into each body paragraph, and then having a conclusion paragraph that draws the essay back out to sort of a big picture idea. That's the shape that all of the academic essays are going to take, not only for this class, but pretty much for every single class that you'll ever take. That is the traditional academic format or academic shape for an essay. So this particular essay, the comparison and contrast, is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to take two topics that are related to one another. You're going to compare them, so show how they're similar, and then you'll contrast them, show how they're different, in order to prove that one is better than the other. So read the assignment sheet carefully. I give some ideas and some examples there. But for example, write about something you know a lot about. So I could, for example, write about different bridles to use on horses. Dressage bridles, specifically. There are different bridles for different disciplines. So I might talk about two different brands. I might talk about how they're similar. They function the same way. They're both made out of leather, all kinds of things like that. I might talk about how they're different, cost, function, durability, whatever I want to say there. But ultimately to prove that one of those bridles is better than the other. That's my thesis statement. My thesis says, this one is better than this one, and let me show you why. Then the body of the essay does the similarities and the comparisons to prove that one is better than the other. So, in comparison and contrast thinking, it's something that we do all the time, but we don't really realize it. So when you get up in the morning and you're like, I don't know, what am I supposed to wear? A t-shirt? No, that's short sleeves. I'll get cold. Maybe I should put on a sweatshirt. That's comparison and contrast. You're comparing and contrasting your options and making a decision based upon their similarities and their differences. If you're in the grocery store and you're looking at yogurt and you pick one up and you're like, oh, this one's interesting. But then you look at another one, another brand, maybe you look at the flavor, the ingredients, the cost, you're comparing and contrasting. So we do this all the time. We're just not always aware of it. So in this particular essay, I'm asking you to slow your thinking down, become aware of this way of thinking that comes very naturally to us, and then write about it in this very detailed, kind of analytical way in order to prove something. So you're trying to prove that one thing is better than the other. So this essay and all the others for the rest of the semester will follow the same kind of format. You will have a discussion board in the first week where you will share your topics with one another. I want to see you helping each other out. That's what the discussion boards are for. Give each other ideas to think about. Here's what I might write about. What have you thought about this? That kind of thing. So you're just there to help each other out with your topics. Then towards the beginning of the second week, you'll turn in a brief outline of your essay. You'll turn that in to me. And that's a place where I can give you ideas. Like, have you thought about this? Have you considered that? Think about the organization. Then, after getting all that feedback from one another and from me, then you'll write and turn in the essay. So all of the essays for the rest of the semester follow this process. And I find that it's worked really well because it helps students have this sort of step-by-step way of putting the essay together. So rather than just saying, hey, write an essay, you actually get to talk to each other. You get to work with me on the outline, and then you produce the essay. And students write better essays because they have all this feedback along the way. We'll be using the outline format that you practiced with in the last module, so make sure you're using the format that I've given you here in Moodle. It's under sample assignments. I want all of the outlines to basically look the same. That makes it easier on me to see what you're doing and to give you good feedback. All right, I look forward to seeing what you're going to write your comparison and contrast essays about and what you're going to say to prove that one is better than the other. Have a good couple of weeks.